Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and I'm going to do another little whip along. Before I do, I want to show you my newer project. So this is my TEMU experiment. Okay, so I've got a fat quarter and another fat quarter, not decided upon them yet, but this is it. This is my project, and I'm doing a new feature. It's a year of granny squares, and each time I'm going to do something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a square, and then we'll do the tutorial for the square, and at that point, if anybody that's fine, that's all they want, they can leave the tutorial, or they can stay on the tutorial and I'll show them what I did with that granny square. And then if it's a square that's made with this kind of yarn, that's fine. I'm going to save, maybe do 6, 7, 8 inch squares. I haven't decided yet. And at the end of the year, I'm going to do a big kind of put them all together for a blanket. They'll all be different. They'll all be different colours. They'll all be different types. So that's just going to be like a little end of the year project. I might even attach it as I go, so it's not such a massive, imagine, it'd be huge, wouldn't it? So that's a point, maybe 6 inch then, otherwise it would be really enormous. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, the tutorial will be a square and a project with the square, and then afterwards, at the end of the whole year, there's another project. So this is a little sneaky peek at the one that I'm working on right now. Okay, so I'll put that aside, but I do need this bag, because in this bag is my hook. Right, use the red one. So I'll put, this is my kind of denim project bag that I did buy these for my shop, hobbyrocks.co.uk, and I liked it so much I had one for myself, but I think there is still one left in stock. Sorry, my yarn has wrapped itself around my little dangly. There we go. It's all it's not. I'm going to work that out a little later, guys, because that's gone around the handle actually, so it's not too bad. So I had a little brainwave, and I did discuss it on my chat. If you're not familiar with my chat, it is a very, very light-hearted chat of a morning that I do called Have a Yarn with Tracy, and there's always another aspect to it. There's not just me chatting away. There's usually something that it's kind of showing you and or bringing up, or there's always funny things. A couple of days ago, there was a video of Donald Trump singing the praises of crochet, and it was absolutely hilarious. Someone had done that on AI, and I showed it, and it is absolutely hilarious. So yeah, there's always something to make you laugh on there. So let's see where we at. I'm sure I got to the end. Now I don't know how, do you think that's enough kind of length to put in a colour? Maybe do a bit more. The colour I've decided to bring in is this one for now, because there is that colour in there. Well, kind of. Is there enough of that? Let's see. The yarn band's so well, it won't fit on, because this ball is so fat that it kind of breaks it open. So there is a small amount. Oh no, I've just undone some. Hang on. And it's undoing more. Hang on, guys. Disaster. I've undone that much. So where were we? Oh yeah, look. So yeah, there's a tiny amount of, well, it's not really it, is it? But I think it will still go. This is an Aran, but then I think this is very, very Aran in any case. So let's repair this and do a little more, because I feel it needs to have a little more length before I put a colour in. So I'm not sure if you can see me. I might have to drop it down a bit, get a nice view of my, well, not of my head, to be honest with you, of my knot head. So yeah, I've kind of got that little project in mind. We'll say little, it's not little, is it? It's massive. It kind of commits me to a whole year of making tutorials of squares, and not just tutorials of squares, but tutorials of things to do with squares, and then a tutorial of the whole amount of the squares. Well, obviously some of them might not apply. I mean, if I were to maybe do say that particular week's one was made with t-shirt yarn, I couldn't really put that in a kind of a blanket that was everything. It would just be weird, wouldn't it? So not everything will probably appear in the end result, if you know what I mean. It would just be too many different types of yarn. It's okay if you maybe put in something, for instance, that's chenille or furry or whatever. You can get away with that, but there's certain things that wouldn't really go. So on those, if I do any with those sort of yarns, that won't go in towards the end project because it just wouldn't really fit. Okay, so this is basically what I was doing, was just moss stitch. And although this yarn that I got from TEMU, if you didn't see my first one, it came in a pack of 5. And I did put in the description box below how much it was. I want to say it was something like £8.50 for 5 of these. And it had a total yardage on here. Not, it was all acrylic, obviously. And it had a total yardage shown on this label, but not yarn bands or a skein. You'd have to work it out by dividing it by 5. It's here somewhere. Where are you? It was called Colourful Flowers, 490 grams. Ah, not yards. Okay, maybe I misread that. It's not giving us a yards, no, which, you know, it's not helpful when you might want to work out how many yards you need or meters you need for a project. But anyway, that's the yarn. I got it in my last kind of batch of TEMU stuff. Now, it's the colour change on it, if you didn't see my last one, is extremely quick. Look at that. You can't even really get a whole stitch of one colour. It's like confetti, really. It just makes this and at first I thought this would be great for make a blanket of it, the whole thing, which is what I'm doing here. But once I started working with it, and I realized then, see what I mean? Look, I've got 3 kind of loops. This one obviously is the wind round. I've got a blue, a lilac and an orange, so you can't actually get a whole stitch of one colour at all. Oops, a daisy, nearly did the wrong thing. So that's because I'm chatting, but it would be a bit odd if I didn't. So yeah, I thought at the time that would be quite cool, making a blanket with just moss stitch, because everything looks good in moss stitch. But when I looked at it, I thought to myself, it really does need kind of breaking up a little bit. So I'm going to break it up with different colours, and I'm hoping that blue, split this yarn, there we are, I'm hoping that blue works out, because I've got quite a lot of that. I really need to use it on something. I've got 3 of those big old balls. I think they are 300 grams. They are really densely wound onto that ball. You can't see me crochet, can you? They're like solid, you know. It's like a rugby ball. That it's so fat. So yeah, maybe you can see better now. Yeah, so I do need to do something with that. It was Aldi yarn, I believe, one of the Aldi yarn events, and I might even have more of it out in the yarn van. But I know I've got a couple over. I've got some over there, and I've got one up there. I had a brain wave at the time. If I got that maybe I can make a big blue blanket for one of the grandsons. It never really happened. And it's nice and thick. It's definitely an Aran weight. Although if it's too thick, I will undo it. I won't keep it in. I'll find another, because I do have quite a lot of Aran. The only other one that sprung to mind was one with a sheep on the front. I can't remember the brand, but it was a bit dark. And I thought as well, maybe I could just put black in. That would really make it pop. But I think it needs to be colours from it. And I'd really ideally like the teal. But I don't think I've got that. Well, I could get it from hobbyrocks.co.uk, because I know I've definitely got Aran in teal, in special Aran, Stylecraft. And then I've probably got it in a few other yarns too. So I know I could. Has that got a knot? No, I thought we had a knot appearing. So so far I think I've had one knot in this yarn, but that's all. But as you can see, I haven't got great deal of sort of I haven't done a great deal of it yet, but it's moss stitch, so it's quite yarn dense, isn't it? You use a fair bit of yarn on moss stitch. So I have I don't know, really gone that far into the ball, I suppose. It's a shame they don't give you a yarn band and display how many meters there are and all of those things that are helpful, but they don't. We'll do some more. So hopefully this blue will look nice when I get around to it. Okay, so what are you working on at the moment? I have way too many whips, and I think that because I have way too many whips, and how can I put this, it kind of drags me down. You know, it gives you that feeling of you start things, you never finish them, and it actually is a counterproductive thing. But the trouble with us crocheters, especially us YouTube creators, we're always looking out for the next thing and the next thing to do with that yarn. And so the tendency is you end up with way too many whips, really, way too many. And yeah, it's not a good thing in that respect. And I just realised I forgot to answer Jeannie. I must answer Jeannie on the hook crochet. She got some yarn from me, and she messaged me, and I forgot to message her back about a promo code or something. So if you watch Jeannie on the hook crochet, then you may get a promo code for hobbyrocks.co.uk. Well, I had to work it out first. And it's just popped into my head, and I don't know why it popped into my head, but I'm glad it did. So we're getting a little bit further in, getting a bit further. They're very pretty colours. I like the colours. I just would, and I always moan, funnily enough, I always moan about self-striping yarn where the colours are too far apart and you end up with half a row in one colour and half a row in another. And the only time I like anything like that is when it's the yarn that is kind of marbled and it has two colours wound in, so it kind of progresses, the colour change progresses rather than is just stark. You know, there it was red and now it's like yellow, or now it's blue. You know, it's kind of a bit, if it's a stark change, then it doesn't sit nice with my eyes. It doesn't scan well, and I don't tend to like that. But when you get the marbled yarn and they use one of the colours to blend with the other one until the transition of colour, and then you get another colour blend in, and then it graduates to that. I like that, you know, that kind of, your eye accepts that more, if you know what I mean. So I think I like those colours, colour changing. But when you get a striping yarn where it's got a lot, it's not really my bag. I like things to change colour, but I like them to be symmetrical for a start, things, and I like if you manipulate the colour so it's the start of the row and the end of the row. And I understand when people are busy and they can't be bothered with joins and all that stuff, it might be nice, but I don't always like it. But the finished object, when I'm crocheting it, you know, it kind of sometimes I think detracts from what I'm doing. And yet it's always, when you see them on the ball, it's always the variegated yarns that attract you, isn't it? It's like, oh, oh, it's beautiful. Okay, we've got this far now. We'll do another one. Got a feeling Gary will burst in on us in a minute. I can hear him moving about. He's out in the garden. He's doing some gardening today, DIY gardening as well. And I've been giving him drinks. I took him a tea, and then I took him bacon sandwiches, and then I took him some soft drinks out because I thought it'd be getting hot now. And I know Gary, he just goes hell for leather to get something done. So I've been taking him drinks out, and I guess before I started doing this, I should have took one and told him what I was doing, but I didn't. And I can hear him out there in the kitchen. But if he bursts in, hopefully he won't say anything embarrassing. He doesn't often. But, you know, there is always a first time. Always a first time. Getting there, I think. Getting there. More yarn. So you've still got quite a bit. It's not made much of a dent, has it? When you consider. Oh, he's gone again. Didn't burst in. He's making a path, a little wall, and the first thing he did this morning when he went out there was start weeding. Sometimes though, when he's weeding, he weeds the plants away. If he can't identify it straight away, it kind of ends up in the heap of stuff that is pulled out. So I'm hoping, I did have a little look, and I'm hoping that everything that's in the wheelbarrow is actually weed or bits of grass. We shall see. We get less and less plants every year. Bless him. So yeah, if you haven't seen my chat videos yet, they're not, you know, they're always just like a light-hearted thing at the start of your day with a bit of a giggle, and you know, often some stupid kind of jokes and things that I've got going on. Maybe the odd bit of yarn and crochet thrown in for good measure. What is that? It's my llama. I'm gonna have to name these guys. I'm gonna do a competition soon. Name these llamas. And very soon I'm going to do a members only giveaway for the hand dyed yarn that I showed on my chat the other day. I might do one now and one a little while later, you know, just kind of do a few. They are beautiful. I think I got them when I was in Amsterdam, you know, not Amsterdam, I was in Hamburg, so they're from Germany. We went to a Christmas market and there was yarn, and it was wow, you know. So I gave some away, and then I put the rest in a bag because it's got wool in it. One of them was quite soft and I figured it might be okay. It helps take a stitch with you, Tracy. And so yeah, I put them in the bag they came in actually, and I didn't mislay it. I just came across it the other day and thought, oh, is that yarn? I know. I can say thank you to my members and do a little members giveaway. So I'm going to do one more row and then I'm going to assess it for a colour. Okay. So when I do my moss stitch, I do it slightly different to some. There's quite a few people I've seen over the years that don't do it this way. And yet I find this the easiest way to remember your stitches, start and finish. And I've always done it this way, and it's just so easy to remember. So I did do a tutorial for it, and it's part of my no turning chain tutorials. So if I can remember, which I can't always, I'll put, when the videos pop in at the end, I'll put that on there. In fact, I'll put a few of my no turning chain ones, because just recently people have been watching those and asking me questions about the other stitches and how this would apply. And I've done those videos already, but because they're, you know, YouTube moves on, doesn't it? It doesn't always show you a set, if you like. You'll only see one. Okay. I guess I should use my wool genie. That's what I should be doing. But that big ball, I don't know if that'll fit on them. Probably would. No, might be a bit of an experiment. I don't know where they are. I think they're actually in the living room in a bag at the moment. So I had to wait in for the postman this morning. It's getting quite heavy, this. Because it's moss stitch, it's quite dense, and it does actually get quite heavy, kind of pulls down a bit. Yeah, so I had to wait in for the postman to come and collect my orders from my shop. And so I was kind of, I'd do some washing, been getting that done. And yeah, domestic goddess this morning. Made breakfast. But we're going out for dinner today. Only to Gary's brother's house. But at least we don't have to cook, right? No cooking required. And the other day, my son Paul and Victoria and Harley came. They brought my birthday presents because they didn't see me over my birthday. So they did send me some flowers. But because they couldn't see me, the reason being I was ill. I had this awful sore throat and then chest infection and then another sore throat. And it was one that had this really weird kind of, I can't say depression, but it just kicked your butt big time. And Michael has it now. I don't think I did my chain then. Well, I might have done. I'm going to undo that stitch. Don't end that one. Kind of split a bit. That's it. So, yeah, so I had that, and then Harley got chicken pox, so I didn't see them for a bit longer. So they came to dinner the other day, and I did a roast leg of lamb, and they brought me a bag, big bag of presents, and one of them was a real gigantic fluffy blanket. And at the moment the weather has been so warm, I haven't been able to use it. But next week, I reckon the cold weather is making a reappearance. So you never know. Maybe get snuggled under that, watching TV. And I've got some stationery in there as well, which I've been using. These pens, these are cool. They've got, you turn this and then the nib goes in and out, see? But it's got a sentiment on it. Today is the day. Today is the day. So the other one, what does the other one say? Keep on smiling. Keep on smiling. Okay, so I'm gonna change colour now. Should I bring the colour in? Shall I end off and start again? I'm gonna end off and start again because I prefer the way the ends go. The scissors are really good scissors. I've got 20 million pairs of scissors, guys. Well, it's not as an exaggeration. I'll use these. These are in my shop. These guitars, they are well cute. I've had them for a very long time. They're cool. Okay, so we're bringing this blue, and I'm hoping that I'm crocheting my hair. There's a bin down there. I'm not just throwing it on the floor. Crocheting my hair into the project, of course. And there's another pair of scissors. There's actually quite a few of my pretty scissors in a pot here somewhere. Right, here we go. This is a giant heavy one. Okay, so are you going to be, let's have a look. I think it's a tad thicker. There's not an awful lot in it, is there? I knew it was kind of Aaron. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave this end along. Why is that? Okay, it's not going to notice because there's so many different colours in it. So many. Am I the wrong end? It can't be the wrong end. How can I be the wrong end, you silly woman? It's not possible, is it? Just looks, you know, when you're looking at I am at the wrong end. Ignore me, guys. That's just ridiculous. I'm at the wrong end. I thought, why does that look like that? Obviously, oh my goodness. Seriously. Just ignore that. I'd edit it out if I was professional, but I'm not. I prefer to be as I am. The only thing I did edit out, and I was filming, I do magazine reviews, and they're called Open With Me. I was filming one of those the other day, and as I was trying to get the magazine out of the packaging, which is never an easy thing, something like that, it kind of threw my camera across the room. So I'm definitely going to try and edit that out, and I did. But normally, you know, I just let it go because we all make mistakes, and I'll make a joke of mine, you know. I tried to watch a live yesterday. I'm not going to say who it was, but as I got in, it was a person, and I don't know if it's a daughter or not, but it was one of the most boring things that I ever got into. Said hello, totally and utterly ignored me. And I just think, you know, there's an awful lot of people on YouTube that kind of, I don't know, believe their own hype, maybe. I'm not sure, but I thought, you know, at least you say, oh, hello, Crochet Rocks. Welcome in, even if you didn't know me. You know, even if you never heard of me. But no, just talking amongst their own little selves about their own stuff and about them and what they're doing, and just ignored me. So this went on for a little while, and then I thought, okay, I don't need to be here then, do I? If I'm going to be ignored. So, I mean, you can understand if someone's like got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, you might not get seen. But it wasn't the case. Was not the case. It was not the case at all. Right, where's my end? There it is. It's just good manners, isn't it? To acknowledge when I do my... I've got a feeling that this might be... I'm going to do one very kind of easy to undo knot in case this just does not work out with the size. Okay. There we go. It might not. It might be awful. So we'll just see. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, so anyway, you know, there's no... I don't think there's an excuse for that. I'm working with my end. I will show you. It is too thick. I can feel it already. We'll give it a little go. So I've just joined it with a very small knot, and then I'm going to do like a very small cinch down chain, go into the same stitch and bring up my loop, and I'm going to complete my stitch, and then I'm going to put my yarn over my hook to do my chain, and that's brought my yarn with me. So then I'm going to put my, where I go into my next chain space, I'm going to work over the tail on there. Okay, buried it. Again, I'm going to put that over my hook and do my chain, so it's brought it with me. And then when I do my next stitch in that next place, I work over that tail, do one more time, and then I'm going to work over it again. That will be the last time because it's too small from that moment on. There we go, I've worked over it and I've only got a little tuft sticking out, which I can snip off or feed back in the other way, which is a more secure way of doing it. So this is sturdier. I have to say it is a little bit sturdier, but it's not bad. It's not bad. We're going to go with it. If it had been too thick, then I wouldn't bother with it, but it's actually not. So I'm going to do a piece. I'm beginning to wonder if I shouldn't spike it. Just the first row. Let's do it. Do it, man. Do it. Okay, so I'd have to do it there. I have no idea if that was right or not. There we go. Let's try it again. Need some yarn. Whoopsie. Might be, no, it's too much, too bulky. But ignore me. Ignore that. It didn't happen. Nothing to see here. It was a good idea. Just no. Just no. It's very heavy. I know it sounds crazy because it's only this big, but it does feel quite heavy. Heavy, man. It's heavy. I have no idea how long I've been babbling for. 32 minutes of me yakking in the corner. See? I should have brought a drink in. I know that. Definitely. Well, actually, the colour goes quite nicely. I'm quite impressed with that. So, I don't know. I could just do blue every now and then. Little blue stripes running through this, or I could do this blue, and then when it comes to doing that much again after I've done the blue, I could bring in a green, but I'd have to run 2 strands of the green that I have, because I have an apple green, but it is quite a thin DK. So I think if I were to run 2 strands, it might work. I would definitely have to do the wool genie for that, or 2 wool genies, which I do have. So I sell those in my shop. There's a link in the description box to my shop, and I have a voucher code at the moment that I've just put out on my Instagram. And it's called Insta5, capital I, Insta5. So the only thing that my voucher codes don't work on are the sales. Because I did have a Black Friday sale, which has just become winter sale. I'm going to have to change the name to spring sale soon, now actually. And they're the sale and the mystery boxes and stuff like that. So at the moment there are quite a few different mystery boxes that I do, and I also still have the organza bags, which are great for Mother's Day and Easter, for little presents. And I've just ordered some that do say that on them, some bags that say it, and I'm waiting for them to arrive, and I will be doing those as little mystery bags and boxes and stuff. They're only small, but they're perfect for a kid, like kids present to mummy or to the teacher or whoever. There's Easter ones, there's Mother's Day ones, and thank you ones, I believe I ordered. So we'll see. Okay, so nearly at the end of this row, and I have to say I like the blue. Yeah, it's looking good. I think it needed it, definitely. Needed breaking up just a bit. Okay. It didn't help that I tried to get into the wrong end of the crochet. See, we all make mistakes. I'm sorry. There's another one back there. I did move you, didn't I? There you go. I don't want to hide the other one though. I only moved it while I was doing something where I needed elbow room yesterday. Okay, right. Don't know how wide to do the blue section. Maybe I'll do the same, same amount. So how many to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 maybe. Perhaps, I don't know. We'll see. But I'll do the same distance. Being a little thicker, might not only do 10. Because it is a bit thicker. Marginal. Just look very plain in this yarn. There. I love moss stitch. Even in plain colours, it still looks really good. It's just the definition. It's just good. And of course, great for blankets if you want warmth without holes. Although there are holes, you fill them, so it's really not holy. Very good. Really like it. There we are, look. Did I loom at you then? I'm sorry if I loomed up on you. It's just quite heavy to hold. Normally, you just, maybe I can slouch. There we go. If I slouch, it won't be so bad. Great posture. Never mind. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the year of granny squares, but I kind of know I've bitten off a massive chunk because sometimes with my shop and my channel and everything else in life, I don't often get the opportunity or the time to do tutorials. But maybe part of that is because I lack the deadline. So this is definitely going to motivate me to get that done, I think. Oh, that's getting annoying. It's heavy. Heavy, man. It's heavy. It's going to get heavier. I did Gary a blanket once where it was so heavy and hot sitting under it to work. It was gigantic. And the only way I could get it finished was doing it on live streams. It made me do it. Yeah, giant thing it was. Made it with Premier Puzzle yarn. And as well as the moss stitch, if I can remember, I'll put a link at the end to that, because I called it, I think, a box granny or a block granny, because it was before the modern granny square stitch got its name, the modern granny. But it was different. It was more of a square, more of a box, because if you do 4 UK trebles, US double crochets with the 2 chain next row, it pulls it into a square shape, which it does that more so than if you just do the traditional 3 stitches of a granny. So yeah, Gary's back. He wants a drink. I can tell, guys, he's after a drink. Bless him. It's probably actually done more than, probably aching and done enough. But at least we're going out this evening, so there'll be no you know, all you have to do is get changed and go. And get his brother's missus, girlfriend, she does feet. Yeah, she does feet. So Gary said, oh, I'm going to get her to do my feet. So that's what he's going to do. So there we are. That's what it's looking like. I think I like that. That's really set it off. I'm going to call it a day with this video because I think I should go and make Gary a drink after all he's been working hard. So and I've been babbling away for 40 minutes or more. So, but I think that's come on nicely. I really like the way that blue looks with it, and you could see that there are kind of, it wasn't identical blue, but it still looks okay because there's so many different colours in. So tell me in the comment section whether you think it should be the colours and blue, the colours and blue, the colours and blue, or the colours blue, the colours, pick out another colour. What do you think would look better? And we'll I'll have a read of all of those and see what we come up with next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye for now.